Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hobbits. Today, checking out some more hype beer that I picked up on Beerdome. So thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beer. They recently had another big release of beer from America. Among the mix there was some Forager beers, which is amazing. I already did a review of Magnus, which was dope. And now we're trying another one, which is a collaboration with Horus Aged Ales, a fantastic brewery that I have not reviewed any beer from in a very long time. But Kyle makes some really dope barrel-aged beer. So yeah, this is going to be fun. This is a barley wine. I love barley wines, but they also had another barley wine over. They did not get that on Beerdome, but they had Fox, which was also a Horus collaboration. That's like 4.6 on average or something on Untappd. Really highly rated. This one is a bit lower, but I think that's because it's been in a sherry barrel. Often when it's not bourbon and it's like different barrels, people have a tendency to rate a bit lower, but we'll see. I mean, it looks and smells good, really good from here. So, yeah, this was part of this massive release from Beerdome, and I'm sure you're going to be able to find it across Europe in a few select shops, but I'm sure it's not a lot of beer because these small format bottles and small format barrels used for this, I'm sure they do not have a lot of beer around. I'm sure that's the reason why they pick these bottle sizes. It's because then more people can get to try those beers, because the small format barrels are like very small, like 18, 20 liters, I think, something like maybe 30 max. They're really, really small. You can age in them for a little bit, quicker time than a regular bourbon barrel because there's more surface area, or just like a regular spirit barrel. And they play around a lot with those, pairing them with regular barrels and whatnot at Forager, and they do a fantastic job. So I'm looking forward to this. So this is Taking Flight, which is with an awesome artwork here of a eagle carrying an otter. Resembling, I guess, Horus carrying a Forager, because they have Kent the Otter, where they have an otter on the label. So I'm guessing it's some reference to that. Love that. 15.2% massive barley wine, as it says here, a double barrel aged English barley wine made in collaboration with Horus Aged Ales. And what they did with this beer is that they did a collab with Horus. I got the info right here, so let's just take that. Where they blend so it's small format barrels that had the Horus barley wine collab. They took a portion of that and blended with their Kent the Otter, also aged in barrels, so two different barrel-aged beers in small format barrels, mix of barrels, most likely bourbon, rye, stuff like that. Blended it together in a small format Pedro Ximénez barrel and aged it in there for 33 months. So that's a long time in a small barrel. Oh no, total time was 33 months. So they don't talk about the exact age, sorry. So it's in total 33 months, but spread out over different barrels. They say that you get layers of rustic oak, leather, dried figs, rum, raisins, coffee, molasses, cocoa powder, and tobacco from this double barrel-aged treat. I'm looking forward to this. I love me some big barrel-aged barley wine. For me, the king of barley wine is Anchorage. Their beers are just insane in barrels, and especially the barley wines from them are just crazy. But I've really heard great things about the stuff that's come out of Horus, and I know they did a collab with Anchorage. For the Sky God membership or something like that. I can't remember the name of the beer, but it had a really, really cool artwork by Massive Face, I think, who does the artwork for Anchorage. But let's check this one out. So it pours a very black color, actually. This looks like a stout in the glass. When you poured it out, you could see some brown tones, but that's really damn dark. Nice head on this one. The other one did not have a head, the barrel-aged pastry stout. But I guess that's because there's no adjuncts in this. It's just barrel and time. But it's a nice tan-looking head. You can see it's really rich and thick. Whoop, we spilled a drop there. I'm not going to try that yet because I don't want to spoil myself. Just rinse it with some spiet. But yeah, let's check out the aroma on this one. Ooh, the sherry really powers through with like old leathery tones. Like loads. I can see why this is off-putting to some people, because there's a lot of like drying sherry leather. Already on the second whiff of the aroma, I then dove deeper, and you got like caramelized figs, like dark fruit reduction, vanilla, like loads of caramel and toffee. But up front, the sherry barrel is like in your face, like leather, dried fruit, dark fruit, tobacco and stuff like that, like really dry, old aromatics. And then underneath all that, you get like these vibrant, bright flavors like vanilla and like really sweet, fudgy caramel tones. It smells great. And I can see when they talk about coca, there's like something that's chocolatey, but it's not like chocolate bar. It's like coca powder. If you've ever had like vanilla soft serve ice cream, where in Denmark it's very common to roll them in coca powder, it's almost like a similar flavor to what you get there, because there's also a lot of vanilla. Not like exactly, but like that's the sensation. When you lick that and you taste the coca flavor, you get that coca powder flavor that's not as intense as like chocolate, actual chocolate. But that smells wonderful. I'm also getting like a little bit of a burnt, almost smoky note. Lots of wood and old woodiness. You can tell that this has been in, like, I'm guessing a sherry barrel has maybe been a bit old. I don't know, or if it's just the oxidative character of sherry. I think it smells like a treat. There's great, like, yeah, I guess just like raisins, but also like a little bit of a fruitiness of grapes. It smells great. Let's try it. Cheers, and thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beer. Oh, that is really nice barley wine. The sherry barrel really shines. I really like it. I can see why people will not like this maybe as much as other barrel-aged barley wines, because the sherry is really, really dominant. There's definitely like that raisiny, like leathery intensity of the sherry barrel, and like dry dark fruit and tobacco and like dry old wood. But there's still loads of sweetness and loads of like vanilla and caramel and toffee underneath, coca powder, and really like a massively fat mouthfeel, but so much barrel, which is awesome. I love that. It's not as intense as like when like they do triple oaking at Anchorage, which is really intense. But they also do quadruple oaking. I've not tried that yet, but I've heard from some people it's almost too much, because that's where then the barrels really get to be quite intense. So pruny. My kids have prune juice in the morning sometimes, just to help with digestion and stuff. There's a little bit of that to it, like fruity prune juice, like prune, dates, like figs, all that leather, all that char, and then like those layers of vanilla fudginess underneath. Caramelized figs. Fuck, barley wine is just so damn good when it's done like this. I am surprised on the average of this beer. I think it's because the sherry barrel is so forward, but I think it suits it so massively. Like, barley wine is one of those styles of big beers that can really handle different barrels, I think, compared to stouts. Like, stouts can also be fun, but they can be too fruity. Like, I don't mind the fruitiness of this because it's a barley wine. It's nice. Like, you don't want, I guess most people don't want too fruity stouts, although it can work sometimes. There's also, been examples of stouts with fruit that's been really good from breweries in the past. I can also read this. It's getting dark out here. All the mosquitoes are coming in because I got a light on the camera. But this is fucking world-class barrel-aged beer. I really think this is amazing. I'd be so happy if I brewed this. I can totally see vibes to a little bit of, the Anchorage style of really rich, caramel-driven, heavy barley wine with then just also like loads of barrel. Just that the barrel character is different. There's so much like old leathery notes to it, which is really nice. I love that. What's interesting though is like this is sweet and rich and massive, but it's so highly drinkable too for a 15.2% beer. You're not tasting the ABV. This is a nice bottle to sip on your own because it's a small bottle and everything. It's not going to be a problem at all to finish it. When I was finishing Magnus, it was like, yeah, I don't want more stout today. This does not feel like that. This just feels like a much more sippable, enjoyable, like evening beer. Like the other one was also really nice, but I could have maybe even shared that, even though I didn't. And it was also fine when I was done with it. But then I did not want like any pastry type beer afterwards. But here, it just feels like the drinkability is a whole lot higher. And I think it's just because there's no like adjuncts. This is fucking dope. I'm shocked at the, well, it's still got high average at 4.3 something, but I think it should be higher. I think this should be around the 4.5 mark, maybe 4.4. Oh, I think something got in there. I'm looking forward to see how this changes as it warms up. That depth of flavor, also like really old woodiness, like drying old woodiness and vintage qualities. That is astounding to me that this one is not rated higher because this is fucking world-class barrel-aged beer. But I'm thinking like 95, 96. I'm going to grade it in the same territory. Maybe 96, actually. I like it more than Magnus. But I'm just a sucker for this one as well because it's just a big expression of barrels, and I love the barrels. And this is like a great showcase of pairing spirit barrels with a fortified wine barrel that just fucking works. The Syrah barrel in this, I think, works heavenly. But it's not as far up there as like some of the Deal with the Devil beers I've had. But it's really fucking great world-class beer. So yeah, if you guys had a chance to try Forager and Horus Taken Flight, fuck me. This is a fantastic beer. I love the fact that they're way too expensive like to just buy all the time, but I really enjoy this format because I can pop a bottle and sip on my own, no problem. It's actually quite nice, especially because the beer is so massive and rich. You don't need much more than this. Like this is 100, it says 187 milliliters. I think that's okay. So yeah, 96. Let's see if that rises as it warms and I'm sitting inside. For Horus, or Forager and Horus is taking flight. Amazing stuff. Try and get some if you can. It's in Europe now, so go get it. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And check out Beerdome. Link for the shop is down below. They once in a while get treats like this one. And I'm going to say cheers and see you guys in another beer review.